All right, everybody, here we go. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today we're going to be reviewing The Hanging Valley by Peter Robinson. This is book number 4 in his Inspector Banks murder mystery series set in Yorkshire, England. Now, we always review the covers first because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. This is good. This is a great one because we've got this cliff, this misty English cliff overlooking the valley, which the story takes place atop a cliff. At least the first murder takes place atop a cliff like this. So it's very great. And then there's a valley called the Hanging Valley in the story. And then we got the spine that looks nice on the backside. So graphic design overall looks great. And then if we take my camera and we pan around my library here, go over to my entire Peter Robinson Inspector Banks series is right there. And as you can see, all of the spines match up wonderfully. So every book looks like it's part of a series. And we can put this book right here. And we can pull out any random book, and we can see that even the covers look like they belong together. You know what I'm saying? So overall, the publisher gets a huge A+ for just making the series look super fly on the bookshelf. So let's just go back and review this book now that we've seen all that. Let's talk about the book itself. This one, like I said, book number 4 in the Inspector Banks series. This one was written in 1989. It is about Inspector Banks. Who is Inspector Banks? Inspector Banks is a guy who used to be a cop in London and decided to take a position in this small town up in Yorkshire, England, because he thought the job would be easier. Well, it turns out that there's lots of murders up there too, and he's got embroiled into a lot of this stuff. The first 3 books, I've reviewed the first 3 books in the series. You can go watch those but this is book 4, starts out with a bang. Like I said, a hiker is hiking up along the cliffs, and he finds a dead body. Telling you that's one of the reasons I don't go hiking or jogging, because I just assume that if I'm out there hiking or jogging, I'm going to stumble across a dead body, and I don't need that kind of headache. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the hiker finds the missing body. There's maggots crawling. I mean, the guy's face has been crushed, and there's maggots just like a carpet, just like waves of maggots just everywhere. And the dude, he goes down, he tells the police, and the police come up to investigate, and this is Inspector Banks and his partner. They come up to investigate. They hike up the hill. It's a bloody awful hike, folks. I mean, look at that hill. And they're just like, God, we gotta hike up this thing. They're not even sure if there's a body up there, because by the time that they find the hiker is so traumatized by what he's seen, he's just sat in the pub and just got drunk. So he's like, I don't even know. I mean, maybe I was just imagining it. I don't even know. But something fucking weird was going on up there. And so they're like, yeah, we gotta hike up there. But this drunk man, he might not even know what the fuck he's talking about. But we gotta hike up this thing. And I feel their pain. Every step of their hike up this mountain, I'm just like, oh, Lord. Oh, I'm right there with them, guys. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But then they find the body, and like I said, there's maggots everywhere. And not only that, but I learned in this book something very important. That you can tell, like a medical examiner can tell, by the size and color of the maggots, how long the body has been laying there dead. I did not know that, but that's one of the forensic sciences. The forensic guy narrowed down the date of death of this person just by examining the maggots that were found in the corpse. Amazing stuff. That's why we read books, folks, so our minds can be full of pointless information. But anyway, if I ever do go hiking and I find a dead body, I will examine the size of the maggots that are eating the eyeballs out. So I'll know about what to tell the police. I think he died last Monday at 4:30 a.m. And they'll be like, well, how do you know? Well, the maggots told me so. Anyway, the murder mystery goes on. So this dead person is actually a private investigator himself, the dead guy. And then they find out that there was another private investigator that died on that same hill 5 years previous. And then they find out that that private investigator 5 years previous that died on that hill was investigating a missing woman. And anyway, it all just turns into like this convoluted, you know how murder mysteries go. Red herrings, there's different things, different twists, different turns. One of the things that I didn't know if I really liked about this book is, as part of the murder mystery solving part, our main character, Inspector Banks, has to travel to Toronto, Canada for a good portion of the book. And I read these books because I love the English countryside and I love British murder mysteries. And when they take half of the book takes place in Toronto, Canada, you know. So I'm going to give this is a great book. I would have given it about a 9 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 just because of the Toronto stuff. But that's how petty I can be.